oh, you trying to say, Sophia, you educated and all this, that, and the third. Men don't care about that. All they care about is you being pretty. Like, for real? Okay, but you just realized that you just kind of took a dig on yourself, because literally you're saying that the other 95% of what you're made of, your man doesn't care about. And as soon as your prettiness fades, as it all does with all of us, that your man might be gone because that's all he looked at you for anyway.
Dedication, preservation. Take a look inside your salvation. To every good word, it takes patience, like a butterfly transformation.
What is up, guys? Sophia here, and I am back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about some of the common lies that these men like to tell women in relationships that keeps us getting ourselves played. Now, you may be asking yourself, Sophia, you are a female. How on earth would you know this? I am so happy that you have asked me this question so that you can prevent from putting crazy things down in the comment section from telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I do. So the first reason why I know this is because I have dated a lot of these men who have told me these things and I have gotten played. The second reason is that I've done a lot of counseling with men who have done these things on women who have gotten themselves played. And the third reason is that, believe it or not, even though I look very girly, I'm actually a guy's girl. Not that I am with a lot of men sexually. That's not what I mean. I mean that I actually tend to get along with a lot of men over women. So all of these things added together over a combination of years have taught me the common art of the lies that men like to tell women. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's go ahead and get right on into the video, shall we? Tip number 1. The first common lie is that you have to be doing the absolute most for the man in your relationship. I think that most Black women are told this ride or die mentality. And what I mean by doing the most is that, oh, if your man is down, you need to find him a job, provide for him, do this, do that. Just do everything until he help him get his life together. As somebody who is friends with white women and as somebody who has actually studied the topic, most white women will tell you, oh, we are always told to find men that are providers. And if you are a Black woman, oftentimes we are often told that we need to build up our men. Whatever culture you are, I would definitely like to hear your feedback in the comment section on what you have been told. However, I can almost promise you that if you are listening to this section right now, that if you have done this, you have probably been in a situation where you have built up your man, and once he was built up, he went somewhere else and went with somebody else. That is why you need to stop believing this lie that once you build up your man to be a better man, that he is going to be a better man for you. Because most oftentimes when this happens, he A, becomes a man child and you end up taking care of him forever. B, he leaves you for somebody else. Either way, it doesn't work out. I think that this lie came from men to kind of sucker women, because in the Black culture, you know, we're kind of the least likely people to get married. Sorry, that's not to hurt your feelings, but statistic wise, we get married later to kind of sucker us into saying, oh, if you just try hard enough to make me into a man and get me to where I need to be, then maybe I will put a ring on it. And we have fallen for this. Therefore, we do the absolute most in trying to make a man, and therefore we end up playing ourselves and wasting a whole lot of time, all for it to, yeah. So the next tip I'm gonna get into is that all men cheat and that women need to accept this, and that as long as he is coming home to you, then that's all you need to worry about. Blank stare. If you're an adult, you have something called self-control. And if I'm gonna get biblical, I'm gonna say this. The Bible clearly says, when I was a child, I thought like a child and I acted like a child. But when I was a grown behind man, mind you, I'm paraphrasing, I put all childish things away. Mind you, when you are a child, you lack impulse control. But when you are an adult, you're able to control yourself. That includes your penis. So, as a grown behind man, do not accept the fact that just because he has testosterone and a penis between his legs, that somehow that makes him different from us women and he cannot control himself like an adult. That is a lie, and y'all need to stop believing it. Either you can sit up here and stay and watch him pass his penis around like a tray of past hors d'oeuvres, or you can get some self-respect and go about your business. Imagine if all of us women really kind of set the fine line and you can't go anywhere, or better yet, if all of us women actually stop cheating with them. Imagine what a difference that would make. They wouldn't have anybody to cheat with or to cheat on. So unless they're gonna have sex with themselves, hey, somebody would have to change. Tip number 3, men don't care about your education, what you have. The only thing they care about is a pretty face. I hear this from actually men and women. I want to clarify that this is a certain type of man, and the women who say this are either that type of woman who date that certain type of men. I think that the top caliber type of men do care about both. And so let me put it like this. I feel that the men who say that are men who want to get control over women, who basically say, oh, all I need you to do is just be pretty and be quiet. And the women who feed into that. And to me, it's kind of, they're diminishing their own self-worth by saying, okay, well, all he wants me to do is be pretty. And so while you're kind of saying that, like, oh, you trying to say, Sophia, you educated and all this, that, and the third, men don't care about that. All they care about is you being pretty. Like, for real? Okay, but you just realized that you just kind of took a dig on yourself, because literally you're saying that the other 95% of what you're made of, your man doesn't care about. And as soon as your prettiness fades, as it all does with all of us, that your man might be gone, because that's all he looked at you for anyway. Which is why when men get with women based on their prettiness and that prettiness fades, a lot of them have a justification for leaving their woman for either a younger model or cheating on them, because guess what? Their foundation was not built on something substantial anyway. And then when he leaves and you were left with nothing, because he left with all the money and your name was never on the house, your name was never on the bank accounts, because you never thought to be educated on what any of that meant, then you're gonna rely on your pretty to go freaking find a job because he left you for a 10-year younger version of yourself. Like, come on now, let's be real. So don't believe the hype. Realize that what he is saying is very disrespectful to you. It is also very shallow, and it is also a man's way to kind of gain control over you by diminishing the rest of you and just kind of saying, oh, just rely on that, sweetheart. You don't have nothing to say. Just sit there and look nice so that I don't have to hear your mouth. The next tip is that sex leads to ... Sex cannot win over a man. Sex cannot make a man love you. Sex cannot make you be in a relationship. You cannot put your vagina on a man so good that all of a sudden he's just gonna be forever tied to you. Yet and still, women get into these friends with benefits relationships thinking that it is going to lead to a marriage or is going to lead to some type of a long-standing relationship. You thinking that, oh, if I just do some tricks in the bedroom and spit on my head good enough, then just maybe I can out-trick all these other women in the bedroom and he'll be with me. They still get into this, oh, but because we are having sex, then we're in a relationship. Okay, but no, that's not how that works. Unless a man says that, hey, you are my girlfriend, I'm in a monogamous relationship with you, then you are not his girlfriend, nor should you be having sex with him. And even if you are having sex with him, that is not a guarantee that he is going to love you, that he does not feel any type of way about you. He can literally put his ding-a-ling in you, take it out, and not give two craps about you tomorrow. He can go back home to his wife, his girlfriend, his fiance, or the person that he has been with for 5 to 10 to 15 years that you don't even know about and not even be thinking about you, or that he even did anything to you and not care at all. He could have no feelings for you. When it comes to men, they can really externalize the idea of sex and it means nothing. I'm not sure why women have such a hard time understanding that. I think because we are women and we receive, and I believe it was Steve Harvey's book where he said for a man, because their penis is external to them, that when they kind of take a shower and they wash their penis off, then all the sin or all the stuff is kind of washed away, and it's like, oh, I'm good. The deed is gone. So even if they're cheating or whatever it is that they did, all of what they just did with you is absolutely gone. It means nothing to them. So a lot of the women are kind of getting attached to these men, thinking that, hey, if I just have sex long enough, if I just do it long enough, if I just, suck it long enough, I don't even know what the case may be, he will fall in love with me. That means nothing to him. Nothing, absolutely nothing whatsoever. And even though he's doing it to you and he's doing the same exact thing, men don't think like that because something's wrong with them. They think like, oh, well, she just popping it off to me. Okay, I don't even have to like spend the night with her the next day. I can just get up and leave and wash my thing off and go back, and she ain't even asking where I'm going. That's how she do. Well, that's how I'm gonna treat her. And you're thinking like, wow, I'm gonna just show how awesome I am, and how I'm not gonna ask him any questions, and how free flowing I can just give it to him good, and he can just go wherever, and how easy I am to deal with, and maybe, just maybe, he'll just see how amazing I am. No. Don't do that. And the last tip is that men do care how soon you put out, and they will wait if you don't put out. So I know this is probably 2 tips in one, but I'm gonna combine them. So the first thing is that men do care. I don't care what they tell you, they care. Like I said, I have asked men this personally. I have talked to men who have married their wives that they have never had sex with, and they were not virgins before, and their wives were virgins, or their wives were celibate, and they had literally dumped women when they met their wives. Men will literally wait for the woman that they love and marry them, all the while they had been having sex with somebody else and not care about them. Don't believe the hype like, oh, if I don't have sex with the men, then they won't marry. No. I have heard men tell the woman, oh, it doesn't matter that you have sex with me on the first night, but really in the back of their mind. I have heard men say this. Like, I'm not telling you this. I have heard them say this. Like, she just put out so fast that afterwards I ain't even want to drive her home. I ain't even want her in my car. I have heard them say this. So never get it twisted that thinking that just because a man has committed an intimate act with you, that he is not thinking in the back of his mind and calling you all types of dirty words in the back of his head, and that he's disrespecting you, because he is. So it's like, if you put out very soon, in their mind they are thinking that you did that with everybody. Even if you don't, even if that's the first time that you've done it, even if you tell them that, they are thinking that you are. They are thinking that you are easy, and in their mind that is how a lot of them are going to classify you. Yes, there might be an exception to every rule. You can put that in the comment section, whatever. Overall, what I'm saying is true. And it is very difficult that once you kind of do this very early on, for you to change their mind in who you are after you kind of put out very early. Secondly, a man will wait for somebody that they like. If by chance they are telling you that they are not, then they probably was not gonna wait for you anyway. Like, a lot of y'all think that, oh, that's gonna turn them off if I tell them that I'm not gonna put out. In my experience, it has been quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. Like, literally, I'm thinking this man is not feeling me at all, and as soon as I tell them that, they're like, oh, really? Tell me more. How can I change your mind? And all of a sudden their ears perk up and they become a whole new human being. I mean, they'll go away after a while once they see that I'm serious, but I feel like more men show more interest after I tell them that. My whole point is that don't let anybody say that you're a prude, or that, I know one friend was like, oh, this man offered to give me oral sex, and because I said no, he tried to tell me I was weird for that. And she had known him for like one night, and she was trying to feel bad about this. You don't know him. Why are you're not, he could do that with anybody. Like, you're letting him lick on your genital. You don't know him. And don't let anybody make you feel bad for not wanting to give your body that is attached to yourself to anyone. I don't care. Because most of the time, he's going to go away if he's going to go away. If he's going to stay, he's going to stay. It doesn't matter what you are or what you are not going to do. That has been my experience. That has been most people's experience. So don't let people sucker you in thinking that, oh, if I don't put out, he's not going to want to be with me. He probably won't going to be with you anyway. And how do I know this? If you have ever had a man that you just absolutely do not like, you're like, I don't like you, I have no interest in you, you have probably treated them like crap, you told them you didn't like them, you said, I'm not gonna touch you with a 10-foot pole, I'm not gonna kiss you, and I can almost bet they probably took your behind out on dates, they probably chased you until the cows come home. Like, there wasn't nothing you can do to get rid of their behind, because that is what I mean. You cannot chase somebody away who is genuinely interested and they like you, even when you are trying to chase them away. So don't get it in your brain that, oh, if I don't sleep with them, somebody I really like is gonna go away. That's not true. And don't tell yourself that, oh, if it doesn't matter if I sleep with them within the first date or the first 5 minutes of meeting them. It does matter. They judge you. I'm sorry, but they do. I don't care what they say. They judge you. All right, guys, I know it's a little hard to hear. I really hope that, I am the person to deliver this message for you. And I hope that you know that no matter what I said this in love. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, then I highly suggest that you go to another YouTuber that suggests that you do some of these things. And I really hope that you have a successful dating life doing that. And go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I'm always open to hearing video suggestions, so leave them in the comment section. And I will see you guys another day, another time. Bye, y'all.